Welcome to Car Booty. This is the show that clears your unwanted clutter and then sells it for cash at a car boot sale. I'm at Milton Keynes Bowl car boot sale, where in 1 week's time, the Bartlett family will be here to sell everything they can and raise the funds for a very special occasion. I'm in Luton to meet Jan and Jim Bartlett and their son Richard. Now, they are a family of collectors, but they've decided it's time for a clear out for a very important reason. So who better to help them than Mark Franks?
Our collectibles expert Mark has been casting his eye over antiques and collectibles since he was 13. He's always on the lookout for a bargain and once bought a Regency writing table for £60, which he then sold for £8,500.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah, let's get on with this. What have we got?
Well, I hope you're good at doing best man speeches, because I can hear the sound of wedding bells on this one, I can tell you.
Jan and Jim Bartlett are both retired and are celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary this year. They're complete shopaholics and love poking around the local charity shops and have even got their son Richard into it. Both their sons are now grown up and have flown the nest. And now it's the turn of 33-year-old Richard to tie the knot with his fiancée, Sophia, who he met after a whirlwind romance.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you lot?
Are we fine, thank you?
Good, now I understand that wedding bells are in the air, is that right?
Oh, yes, that's Richard.
Yeah, that's me, I'm afraid.
Now I understand that you and Sophia met on the internet.
Well, we actually met in a chat room online. I work nights and I was a bit naughty, but I do sometimes go in there at night if it's quiet.
And I should point out, of course, that the reason that she was around at night is because she's in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's 6 hours behind, yeah.
What's the matter with English girls, Jan?
I don't know. Both my sons just seem to like American girls. My other son actually married an American that he also met on the internet, but he'd only known her a week when he married her, so Richard's is quite a long romance, really.
How many times have you met?
Four times now, last being a couple of weeks ago.
Except that you decided to get married the first time you met, is that right?
Pretty much, yeah, but when it feels right, I don't see much point in hanging around, so to speak. What's to stop you, really?
So where are you planning to have the wedding?
It will be in America.
That's
Yeah.
a wise move, I have to say. Given our weather, I can understand that totally. So what do you want to raise the money for specifically?
Well, I'm hoping to raise enough to buy a tuxedo because I wanted to buy something sharp and dapper. So, yeah, we're looking at maybe a white tuxedo.
So how much are we looking to raise?
We were thinking, was it about £450, I think?
Yeah, I think so. About $450.
Would cover it.
Right, so we need to raise £450 to get you decked out looking $1 million in your white tuxedo. OK, then, well, can't sit here chatting about it all day then, can we? We better start rummaging. So, should we start?
Sure.
And there's plenty around the house to keep us all occupied. But will there be enough clutter to make £450? While Richard and I take a look downstairs, it seems that Jim might have found something in the bedroom.
What do you think of that?
That's very nice. Right, this is a Carltonware. There we are, Carltonware Red Baron. You see the C and the W are both in capital letters.
Yeah.
Because they made this model for many years. They started in 1972. And between 72 and 85, it had the capital C and a capital W.
Okay.
Now, the Red Baron was one of three, a green one and a blue one as well. I can't see any chips or any damage. Now, there's lots of teapot collecting clubs, and they're very, very collectible items. At a car boot sale, we're going to try and get about 40 or 50 quid for this. We will not take less than 20 quid. It's worth that all day long. It should fly out, actually.
Good.
It should fly out. Very nice. Good start, Jim.
Okay.
Put that back and carry on looking.
Not a bad start at £20, but let's hope it really does well at the boot sale. There's a long way to go if we're going to reach our £450 target, but it looks like Mark might be able to help them out.
Oh, these are nice. Have a look at these. Look. Cameos. What's in this one?
Hi, guys.
Oh, look.
Found anything up here? Cool, loads of stuff. haven't you?
Cameos.
Oh.
Right, now these... Now, looking at the nose, can you see the way the nose turns up slightly on those?
Yeah.
that means they're post-1850 and the hair's curly and upwards, a bit like yours. And before then, they were a bit more Roman and a bit more Romanesque, and the nose was slightly different. Cameo's been very popular for years, and in the 1700s they was even doing them then, but they date much, much before though. But they've been worn as jewellery for at least a couple of hundred years. Right. And did you know something? Men used to wear them as well. You've seen him wearing them, I bet you have, haven't you? Now, if you look, these are made of shell, and the different colours, you've got the white and the pink there, and they're just cut through the shell. And sometimes you have several different colours through the layers, but these have just got the two colours, quite simple, quite nice. That's quite crisp, that's a bit cruder. Now, these probably value-wise, you're going to get sort of £20 minimum at car boot sale, £30 minimum. We're going to start asking a lot more than that, but we will not take less than 50 quid, so that's not a bad start. We've got to take less than that, you're listening, not less. OK, so let's see what else we can find, yeah?
And that's not all we discovered in the bedroom. I found an old sewing sampler worth around £5, and Mark found a Beswick ginger cat, which he valued at around £30 to £40. So far, we've found £105 worth of boot sale booty. They'll need every penny they can get if Richard's going to get the perfect tuxedo for his wedding. While Jan and Jim search in the bedroom, I thought I'd learn a little bit more about the woman Richard's trying to impress.
So what is it about Sophia that makes you so sure that she's the right one for you?
It's kind of hard to say. She's everything that I look for, I think, in a woman, to be honest.
Well, what sort of qualities is it then that you like about her?
Well, she's kind, she's got a good sense of humour. She loves her son very much, obviously. She really looks after him.
So as soon as you went out there and you met her, presumably it just felt like you'd been together for ages anyway, did it? Was it just a natural thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the most normal of relationships anyway, because, you know, it's not like we were dating for 5 months or anything, because you couldn't call it that.
So did you have any trepidation before you actually met her for the first time?
Maybe a little bit. I think Sophia felt it more than me. The pressure was more on her.
She probably felt more vulnerable because it was her whole life exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
To you, wasn't it?
You know, I was going to be going out there and seeing, you know, her life and how she lived, especially with Abraham as well.
Yeah, how old is Abraham?
He's 9. He'll be 10 this year.
Okay, so again, I mean, this is more than just a relationship with Sophia, isn't it? Because you're taking on the role of his dad.
Yeah, we get along fine. You know, I can sit there and play computer games and things with him, and, you know, watch Star Wars on the video or something.
With a really good excuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
The house is being searched from top to bottom to find the money for a classic tuxedo for Richard's American wedding. And it looks like Mark's found another American classic in the bedroom.
When you're at car boot sale, there's loads of toys and there's a lot to look through. But what I'm telling you to look for is something like this. This is a Tonka. These were originally made in 1947 in Minnesota. Now, the native Indians came up with the word Tonka, which means great, and I think this is great. Look at it. Apart from a few little scratches and dents, it's a lovely thing. This one dates from 1970s. What you're looking for is a yellow mighty truck. That is the most popular. Get one of those boxed and you're looking at nearly 100 quid. This, unfortunately, is only worth a £5. But if you can get one in a box, we're looking at about 40 or 50 quid. Look out for Tonka. They're a thing for the future.
It might be worth something in a few years' time, but unfortunately, £5 isn't going to do an awful lot to our total. We're only up to £110, and we've still got some serious rummaging to do if we're going to get Richard his dream tuxedo. Perhaps Jan's record collection can help.
Yeah, what do you make of that? A signed Cliff Richard album.
Wow, there's good news and there's bad news. This was brought out in 1970. Now, the downside is it's a religious album. It's a sort of a documentary album opposed to pop music, and that decreases its value, I'm afraid. But it is signed, but he's just such a nice guy. He's done loads and loads of signatures, and the value of his signature is lower. I'm going to say that this is worth, even, you know, regardless of condition, because you're really looking for the signature, it's worth about a £5. So what I'm going to say to you guys is whatever you get more than a £5, I'm going to double. Can't be fairer than that, eh? So that's a good start, isn't it, Long?
Well, it is, but we've got a long way to go because so far we're nowhere near our target. This tuxedo, I think, is going to consist of about 3 buttons the way we're doing. So we need to find lots more stuff. So everyone, hands to the deck.
So let's hope the Bartlett family can get a good price for that record, especially if Mark's going to double anything they make over £5. We've still got a lot of work to do. Luckily, we've also found a wooden workbox valued at £18 to £25, and Richard has hunted out some of his old toys in a bid to help hit the target.
That's really good. Yeah, let's put it back. Okay. Right, do you know any history about Pelham Puppets?
Not really, no.
Company started in 1947, just after the Second World War. So obviously, metal was in short supply, so quite often they were made out of wood. Now, these are extremely complicated puppets. There's lots and lots of different hooks and attachments, and they were all handmade and hand-painted. 10 years later, they lost the brown box and went on to this funky yellow box, which I think is much better. Now, the value of these are pretty strong at the moment. Now, I've seen one of these skeleton ones sell for over 50 quid.
Really?
So we've got a lovely collection here, not all in perfect condition. I think the car boot sale, I think this one is going to go first. I think we're going to get best part of 50 quid for that. You've got a couple of damaged ones. The box on this one's not very good, but I think 140 quid easily. We'll ask a bit more, chance are on, but I think we're going to definitely get 140 quid.
Really?
Not bad?
That's pretty good going.
Pretty good investment, eh? Right, let's carry on rummaging.
All right, excellent.
What a brilliant total, and that has set us back on track. Let's hope Mark's right and the skeleton puppet is the first thing to sell. We also found a pink and blue eggshell tea set, which was valued at £5 to £10, and a couple of Toby jugs, which Mark put a combined price of £40 on. We found £318 worth of stuff to help Richard look dapper on his wedding day. And I know one person who will certainly have a few mixed emotions when that day comes.
Do you think it'll be really strange going to a wedding in another country for your son?
It'll be strange for us, though, because he's always been around. He's always lived in Luton. So he comes up every Sunday to see us, and we go out on Saturdays sometimes. And he even likes shopping with me, too.
Oh, really? Cool, that is unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, so...
So you'll miss all that side then, won't you?
Yeah, she'll miss him when he goes.
And what do you make of your future daughter-in-law?
As soon as I saw her photograph, I thought she's just the right sort for Richard.
Oh, really? In what way? What makes her so different?
I don't know. It was just her look, because she looks so nice and friendly. She's a very pretty girl. And so when I actually met her, it was just like meeting an old friend.
You've told me, haven't you, that your other son did something very similar. He met a girl, an American, on the internet, and they did get married,
yes.
But it only lasted 18 months. So as a mother, do you have any fears about what Richard's doing?
Well, I suppose with any marriage, you never know how it's going to work out, do you? But she is so lovely, I just can't imagine anything going wrong.
Well, things here might be going wrong, as we've got £132 worth of collectible clutter still to find. We really need to start shifting, but it looks like the boys might be onto something.
No, it's a Kohler. German sewing machine. Beautifully engineered. Look at the movement.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. And look at all the gold leaf on there and the gold paint. It's in really good condition. It's probably 60, 70 years old. This is quite interesting being a Kohler. This company dates back from 1871, so late Victorian times. Unfortunately, this doesn't date back quite that far. Anything pre-1900, price goes up. Post-1900, the production numbers were such that the price goes down. The interesting thing about sewing machines, they're very much like cameras, and they're also like Bibles, family Bibles. Every single one was treated with the utmost respect, brought out, used for its purpose, and then put away again safely under lock and key, locking the cover on there. At a car boot sale, realistically, because I know where I think this is going to go, I think this is going to end up going to third world countries. People buy these, export them out, and they're used, again, for what they should be. I think we're looking at a £5. He's going to shake hands at a £5. Really? So you can obviously start higher, but I think that's where it's going to sell.
Only another £5. That's not what we wanted to hear. Everyone's pulling out all the stops, and there's just time for one more rummage before we need to tally up our total.
Right, come on, guys. Let's see how we're getting on.
It's not good news, I'm afraid, because we wanted £450, and so far we've only got £323.
But there is some good news, Lorne. I found out that all these are going.
All right.
And there's some bits up in the cupboard up there that you've not seen, and they all come to 130 quid. So put that into your calculator.
Right, £453.
£3 to spare.
Well, yes, we haven't made it yet, have we? So you're going to have to really sell hard on the day because you're going to need to sell everything if you're going to get that lovely tuxedo. And you've got quite a lot of packing to do, haven't you, looking at all this lot?
Well, then stop looking, let's start packing.
Let's get the loot in.
As well.
So, going to the boot sale are the Kohler sewing machine, a wooden workbox, the Pelham Puppets, the Carltonware Red Baron teapot, a couple of Toby jugs, the Tonka camper van, a pink and blue eggshell tea set, the Bezic ginger cat, a cameo ring and brooch, the sampler, and the signed Cliff Richard album, where Mark's agreed to double anything they make over £5. So let's see how they get on at the boot sale. The Milton Keynes National Bowl car boot sale is on throughout the year, and people have been setting their stalls up today since 5 o'clock. Despite the cold weather, more than 4,000 people are expected to turn up.
It's 1 week since we cleared out the Bartlett family of all their clutter. Now we've found £453 worth of boot sale booty, all of which hopefully will go towards getting Richard that lovely tuxedo he wants for his wedding, providing, of course, we can get in the buyers.
And there certainly seem to be a lot of people turning out today, and they're all keen to buy.
I like Milton Keynes because it's big and airy, and I like the car boot here because you literally get everything you want.
I like coming down to see all the good bargains and see any good games and all that.
I just love car boots and the fact that you just don't know what you're going to get.
And let's hope they find what they want on the Bartletts stall. The family have only just begun to unpack. There's already interest in their stall, and as Mark predicted, particularly the Pelham Puppets, which he valued at £140.
The Skeleton's going to sell for about 60 and the Baby Dragon about 50.
They get snapped up in a job lot first thing for £130. That is a good start to the Bartletts day. But before they sell any more, they need to work out how much to ask for that signed Cliff Richard album. Remember, Mark said he'd double anything they make over £5, and they want to get their money's worth out of him.
15? Yeah, 15? You think 15, Jim?
I think it's reasonable, yeah.
Right, OK.
They've made their decision, but with Mark only thinking they'll get £5 for it, will £15 be pricing it too high?
Good morning.
Morning, team.
Well, I know it looks sunny now, but we've had snow on and off as well, haven't we?
yes.
And how have you been doing?
Well, we saw the Pelham Puppets.
I was going to say there's something missing. The puppets were the first item to go, were they?
I was trying to sell them for around 150, but he was trying to knock me down to 120, and in the end we settled on 130. So I was quite happy with that.
Oh, it's not bad. Not quite that good, but we've had snow, so what do you expect?
Well, it's quite a good start to the old tuxedo, though. Isn't it, see?
I mean, pay for a few more buttons. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you going to do about the Cliff Richard record?
Well, we've made up our minds. We've had a little discussion about it, and we're definitely going to get £15 for
Yeah,
that.
we reckon.
Yes.
We want to see you stump up
Easy.
some money on that.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
You might have me in tears. You know?
Hear that wallet creak as you open.
Well, I'm amazed because despite the weather, and let's be honest, it's really cold, there's so many people here buzzing around, and your stall's attracting a lot of interest, so we'll let you get on with it. Catch up with you later.
Thanks, bye.
And things really are beginning to hot up. There's interest in the Carltonware teapot, which Mark valued at £20.
How much is this? Excuse me.
20.
Take 18 for it.
Yeah.
Sold for £18, only £2 off Mark's estimate. And it looks like Jim might be making a sale with that sewing machine.
How much is that?
Make an offer.
Can you take a £5?
Yes, okay.
OK, then that's brilliant. I'll have that.
All right.
Cheers. Yep, thanks.
Looks like their bargaining techniques are beginning to get going. Jim sells it for £5, bang on Mark's estimate. That's another £5 towards Richard's tuxedo.
Cheers.
Thank you, dear.
Things seem to be going really well, and there's even some interest in the Cliff Richard album. But unfortunately, no sale yet. It looks like they might have a tough time getting £15 for it. Things have really warmed up at the Bartletts stall, and Mark seems to be doing some warming up of his own.
Well, it has been snowing. Give me a break.
It's all right for some. The boot sale is beginning to get busy, and despite the early morning and the cold weather, there are lots of people turning out to catch the bargain buys.
It's an hour into the sale and things seem to be going quite well. In fact, they've even had interest in that Cliff Richard album. Now remember, they need more than a £5 if they're going to take Mark on.
And it looks like Mark's managed to drag himself away from the warm to give the Bartlett family a bit of selling advice.
Now listen, every person that comes up and picks something up and looks at it, when they're looking at the item, find out what they want to pay for it. Because you could be just 50p away from the actual striking it price where you take their money. Start high, but don't be scared to go down. Take their money.
Jan's certainly up for trying some of Mark's selling techniques, and she gets the perfect opportunity with a cameo brooch.
Right, so how much is the cameo?
40.
Oh, come on, we can sort something out, can't we?
Make me an offer for it.
Oh,
35?
35, Dan.
Yeah?
Looks like Mark's advice has paid off. £35 for the cameo brooch. That's an extra £5 on top of Mark's estimate.
How much the cat is?
That was 20. I'll let you have for 18.
And it looks like there might be a sale on the Bezic cat, which Mark put a value of £30 to £40 on.
Yeah, that was the lowest I can go.
I will have it.
You will? OK, that's fine.
Only £18. That's almost half of what Mark estimated for it. But at least the cat's found a good home.
I collect cats, to be quite honest, and I'm always looking for all sorts of different things, and you never know what you find. And I managed to get a Bezic cat, which I'm absolutely delighted with.
It's halfway through the boot sale and things have started to slow down for our family. They're going to have to really pull out all their selling tactics if they're going to shift their clutter.
So the family have decided to resort to some desperate measures.
Everything must go.
Yes.
Bargain Carltonware here as well.
Nobody's coming.
But someone is coming to see them. Mark Franks is on hand to give them a little inspiration.
Come on, mate, I know it's cold. You look like a three stooges standing there all miserable. I'll cheer you up, come on. Drop this one, do we? Look, I won't drop this on your head, wee.
That's my coal.
I know what it is, I'm trying to make you smile, you're scaring me. Upbeat, we're going to take some money, smile at people, all right?
We'll get the message.
Do smile.
That certainly livened things up, but will it attract any sales? Well, perhaps it has, but not in the way Mark might have wanted.
How much do you want for this?
15?
15. Okay, will you take 12?
No, I don't think so.
Jan's holding her ground so she can get some extra cash out of Mark. Will he go for it?
I suppose it is quite unique.
That's really good.
Yeah. Okay, 15, thank you.
They got the £15 they were after, which means, of course, Mark owes them some money. Talking of Mark, he's been looking around the boot sale and making some finds of his own.
Have a look at this. Now, this is a Royal Crown Derby paperweight. Royal Crown Derby is very, very collectible. Look at the design on it, it's so distinctive. Now, what you have to remember is Derby have been going since 1740. It's a very well-established company that make fantastic pieces of china. Let's take a better look at this one. Underneath, we have the gold back stamp there. Now, gold, bronze and silver, they came in different styles depending on the finish of the item. This is a gold one, its value is higher. Do you know what this is worth today? 100 quid. Now look out for these at car boot sales, they do turn up. This is a great item and it's very, very collectible.
The boot sale's beginning to slow down and there's only an hour until people pack up. There's a bit of money still to be made though, and more particularly from Mark, who owes the family £10 for the sale of that Cliff Richard album.
Can I write you out an IOU?
No.
Do you take luncheon vouchers? Cash on.
Have you got any cash? We'll take whatever you've got.
Cash only, please.
Is the ink dry on that?
No time for the family to have a tea break. They've got some last-minute sales to make, starting with the camper van, which Mark valued at a £5.
How much do you offer for it?
I was going to go 350, yeah.
Let it go for 350.
All right.
Yeah. All right, then. 350, you've got a bar.
350 cash.
That's not an ideal price, but so late in the day they need every penny they can get. And there's just time for one more sale.
I'll do you all three for £30 if you like.
Last one of the day.
Yes, as we...
Yeah.
Reduced to
I do
clear.
like them, yeah. Yeah, I love that
Special
stuff,
offer,
yeah.
clearance.
And it was worth waiting for. An extra £30 to add to their total. But will it be enough to get Richard that dream tuxedo?
Lovely.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much.
very much.
People are packing up around the boot sale, and it's about time the Bartlett family did too.
Hello. Well, you've done so well. It's nearly all over for you now. So, how did you get on? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was lovely.
Yes? And what was your favourite sale?
I liked actually selling my puppets because I was a little bit concerned about the condition of them, and I wondered how much of a price I'd get. So in the end, sold the lot for 130, and I was pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, I take my hats off to all of you because you got him to part with his cash. Hurrah!
Don't keep going on about
He's in shock.
Now, we needed £450 to get Richard kitted out in his white, Hollywood-style, all singing, all dancing tuxedo. Do you think we did anywhere like that?
I think we might be close, yeah.
Yeah?
I reckon we made about 420.
Do you? Well, I tell you what, you're dead on. That's exactly what you got. £420.
Oh, that's very good.
Which is a great result for a boot sale, but it's not enough to get you this fabulous white, all glowing, all shining, very Hollywood American tuxedo.
Well, I think Mum and Dad can come to the rescue there, don't you?
Well, I think we can, yes.
No,
Why
I
not?
think we'll chip in the extra £30
Yeah, we'll do that.
to make sure our baby looks smart on his wedding day.
But the most important thing is you enjoyed it, and you're going to look fantastic at your wedding. So we'll leave you to pack up what's left.
So they've made their money, and all the hard work has been worthwhile. All they need to do now is get Richard fitted up for his wedding. It's time to buy Richard's tuxedo, and Jan and Jim have both turned out to help him pick the ideal outfit.
Okay, this is your classic single-breasted button-free, so give that a go first and we'll see where we go from there.
Well, what do you reckon to this one then?
There are lots to choose from, but nothing beats the white tuxedo that Richard always had his eye on.
There you go. I think this is the business. What do you guys think?
Yes, that's lovely. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, it looks great, and seriously, perfect fit. You don't need any sleeve length alteration, trousers fit you a treat. I think it looks really good on you.
And no doubt Sophia will think he looks fantastic as well when they come face to face on their wedding day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, all the hard work was worth it, and Richard's going to look $1 million in his new tuxedo as he gets married in Florida. Well, as the Bartlett family prepare for that wedding, we're getting ready for another boot sale. Now, if you'd like to learn more about how to take part in the programme, or you've got a dream project you want to get off the ground, check out our website at www.bbc.co.uk/lifestyle. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.